New for 2019, Alton Towers opened their Dungeons attraction under the same sort of dungeon style as the rest of their attractions. It's packed with great scenes, great moments throughout. So here's my review of it. The click added to that, I swear. So as you walk up to the attraction, you'll have already, I assume at this point, realised you've paid £7.50 for it. Yes, it's an upcharge attraction. I'd say it's worth it. £7.50 if you've not booked in advance, £5 if you have. The £2.50, it's up to you if you book in advance. I just book on the day because then you're not limited with too much of a time constraint. If you don't go on a busy day as well, you can pretty much go in whenever you want. I just booked online on the app. So yeah, it's dead easy to just get yourself in there. When you get there, the facade looks great from the outside. Bit weird being in Cloud Cuckoo Land, the whole children's area, but you know, that's what they've gone for. Obviously it was to use the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory building and ride, but yeah, the facade itself looks great. It's got a great soundtrack playing around the exterior, and you will be greeted by, I think there's like one or two Alton Towers just generic out of character staff, and then there's also a gate man or whatever he called himself, steward I think it was, who was really good, who invites you for a photo opportunity. And then you go around and you go into the small queuing area where you just wait to go in. Then when you do go in, you go into the first scene, which is the trial scene. It's a good scene to start off with. There's good interaction with the audience. There's 3 moments of audience interaction where someone goes up and is put on trial. I'd personally knock it down maybe to 2 because I think 3 did go on for a bit, but I don't have a problem with it. The room itself was a bit bare as well. You only really needed to focus on the trial section though, so that was all that was important. So the fact the rest of the room didn't really have anything going in it was fine by me. Once you finish that scene, the judge convicts you all of guilty by association to the people they've asked up, and you enter the next part of the attraction, which is the Black River Ride. I was quite shocked because I just avoided anything to do with the dungeons. I do that with most new attractions. I just avoid anything to do with them until I've been on them so that I can give you my proper review and it's not hindered by anyone else, and it's obviously spoiler free for myself. So I was quite surprised when I went in and the Black River Ride was this early on in the attraction. But yeah, I think it worked well. It was a decent little break from the purely actor-led scenes, but at parts it was a bit bare, I'd say. Most of it had good theming around it. The music in there was great, really atmospheric, and the darkness obviously is great, but in those moments of darkness they did go on a bit at times, and you just feel like there could be a bit more scenery and stuff going on. They relied a lot on them sort of shadow things to show stuff. Like shadow projections rather than actual animatronics, which you would, I assume, prefer to see. But it was a cool variety, I suppose. Yeah, the actual animatronics in there were great. They were all sort of torch things, and as I said, the atmosphere in there was great as well. Just those moments of darkness that could have been improved on a bit. When you get off the Black River Ride, you're greeted by someone right at where you get off, as you were when you got on, by the way. I forgot to say that there was 2 actors at the start and the end that obviously pass the time whilst you're waiting, and then you wait for a little bit whilst the whole of the group catches up, and then you enter the torture scene. The torturer, once again, great interaction, someone locked in the cage whilst someone else demonstrates the torture accessories. Great, once again, the actor was really good in there. Probably a bit more forgettable because it's one of these scenes that comes up in pretty much all the Dungeons attractions, but yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Then you go into the Welsh Harp Inn, which is a pub themed area, and this is the Dick Turpin scene. I really enjoyed this one. It's all somewhat a 4D experience sort of thing. So you sit in them traditional 4D seats that loads of the Dungeons attractions have, and then you listen to the waitress, the bar lady, I've forgotten the name for it. You listen to the landlady, that's the one, the landlady at the pub. She whitters on about business, and then about Dick Turpin. And then Dick Turpin himself comes up, the lights go out, you see him walking around the windows, and he supposedly comes through a door at the side. And the 4D effects are great. You've got breath on your neck, the seats moving, stuff like that. It's really atmospheric, really great. And I would also say the landlady part in there is great as well. Before Dick Turpin, the timing with some of her effects, even if they were little ones, like there was one where she spat across the bar or something, and it hit something and there was a water spray, things like that are great. Like just tiny details that keep the attraction going and keep you entertained throughout. Anyway, after the Dick Turpin scene, you've got the Plague Doctor scene. Once again, similar to the torture scene, very similar to like all the other Dungeons attractions. Run through stuff about the Black Death, do a treatment on someone with the Black Death, water spray of organs and stuff. Lovely stuff. But similar to the Torturer, probably one of the more forgettable scenes once again, just because it comes up everywhere else anyway. And then once you finish with the Plague Doctor, you go into a sort of cottage area where there's a fella in there, or it might be a lady. There's different actors playing different things, but I had a fella in there who was telling us about this woman who was apparently a witch. Turns out she was a witch, got killed, and then, shock horror, it was his mother. What a plot twist that was. The gasps in the room were, you know... Molly Lee, her name was. It was the Witch of Burslem, the Molly Lee scene. Finale scene in there. It is the last scene in there, but it was a really great scene when Molly Lee herself comes out with the build-up that the actor beforehand has just given you. The lights go down and then they flash up and off and up and off like a flickering light. And in the flickers, you see the actor of Molly Lee kind of lurching. Is lurching the right word? I think lurching is the right word. I'm not sure. What does lurching mean? Yes, she was lurching. Yeah, so she staggers around the room, pretending to be a ghost, and it was really, really good, that scene. The effects were great, the pots and stuff were swinging, candles moving along the table. It was really well done, that scene. Probably one of the best scenes in there, up there with Dick Turpin. Them two scenes were probably the best ones in there. But yeah, the whole attraction then, you exit then and basically just spat back out right in front of the facade. There's an exit door right next to it. But yeah, the whole Dungeons experience is great. Really worth the upcharge, I'd say. Obviously, it's a bit annoying to have an upcharge attraction, but all the other ones you have to pay for anyway. So I don't have an issue with paying the little bit extra. Yeah, the actors in there are all really, really good. I don't think there was a single actor in there I thought, they're crap. They were all really, really good actors, and they were all really entertaining, really engaging. Every scene, I don't think I got bored in there. I didn't get bored in there once. It was really exciting. Only a few criticisms where a few of the scenes were a bit bare. The Torturer, the trial scene, the actual rooms were a bit bare. The Black River ride was bare at times again. So it's just this putting a bit more theming in. Well, random jump cut and costume change. My last recording got interrupted and my camera decided not to turn back on. So, whoop-de-doo, but all I literally need to say is thanks for watching anyway. If you like the video, leave a like. If you've done the dungeons yourself, tell me in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys.